Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? How everybody doing out there, man? Y'all already know what it is. Staying out the way is the key to life. That's what we doing over here on this channel, man. First of all, hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day. You know, it's a lot of rain. Just be safe out there. Make sure y'all stay your ass out the way. Everything be good. But appreciate everybody, man, for my little break I took, man. Appreciate everybody who keep turning me up at all times. Let's keep going. I see y'all. Like, sharing, and subscribing is what we do, man. Keep me going out, man. Keep sharing me like y'all doing. I'm seeing y'all. I appreciate that. Let's keep the motivation going. I got y'all, man. We back on schedule right now. But as I like to say, let's get down to business, man. And this story right here I got for y'all is the first time I got shot in prison. Like, it was crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. But before I start this story, I gotta rewind the tape and take y'all back, because a lot of people might ain't listen to my earlier stories when I first started. But I remember first walking into Sussex 2, y'all. This was the only prison that I was in that they actually had guns. And their guns, they would use. They would definitely use these guns. They would use these guns to break up fights. They would use these guns if you're out of order. They would use these guns if you step across the line, and they give you a warning until you get back over the line. They would use the gun if you would disobey, period. It's being used a lot of times on Sussex, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, when I first got up there, like, it was crazy being young, being green, you know what I mean? Being first time in prison, like going through all my little first experiences. Like, when I first walked on that jump and I actually seen that the officers had guns, I told y'all my old story, like, I really thought I was in the wrong spot. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I really thought I was in the wrong spot, y'all. Like, guns, like, that was crazy. I never saw that in the movies. I never saw that nowhere. So I was thinking I was in the wrong place, but I was definitely where I was supposed to be at. And Sussex 2, the prison I did 7 years in, they definitely had guns. And I seen a lot of people, you know, get hit, and I seen a lot of things going on, man. But taking y'all back to the beginning, it was like, you know, when I first got there, you know, in the beginning, I really didn't see nobody get shot till I seen my first fight. Now, when I witnessed my first fight on Sussex 2, it actually happened in the child hall. And just imagine being in an area that's really small. It's 80 people in there eating. It's usually a couple of officers in there, but the officers are not really going to break the fight up. If a fight happens, they're going to shoot you. So inside of the child hall, it's a child hall on this side. It's a child hall on the other side. It's like one big child hall, but they got it separated, and it's one on each side. So boom, they have a little booth right in the corner of the room. And the officer actually can get into that booth from the outside of the child hall. He'll go upstairs to this little joint, and there's a little joint. He'll be looking over top of this child hall. He can walk to the other side of the child hall. Now, if something breaks out, this man is inside that little cage thing, and it's just target practice because it's really not far for him to shoot you at. So you will get shot. Sometimes you will get accidentally shot. Like, I never really got accidentally shot. So I never took a shot by accident in the beginning, you know what I mean? But like, when I seen my first fight break out in the child hall, y'all, like, it was crazy because two dudes started arguing over some applesauce. It was stupid. I'm talking about, it was a fight over some applesauce, man. And like, that the argument led to a fight. And they could have probably waited till we got back to the building, but they didn't. It got too intense, and they got into it real heavy. And when they got into it real heavy, they started rumbling, man. And when they started rumbling, I just followed suit, because when they was kind of like in the middle part. We was like behind them, a couple tables behind them. And when we seen them getting into it, you just seen dudes kind of like bracing themselves, and you know what I mean? And I just followed suit. out the direction. And when I looked up, I seen the dude in the booth. He just was, as soon as they started fighting, he just started firing at you. Boom, 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 boom. It was a scary thing to see, man. He hit dude up a couple times, hit the other dude up. Bullets flied everywhere, man. Dudes was down on the ground. We supposed to be in there eating. We on the ground laying down. Man, it was crazy, man. So like, I always told myself, like, I'm gonna stay my ass out the way of them damn bullets. Like, you know what I mean? They rubber bullets at the end of the day. They're not real bullets, but them shits hurt. I know they hurt, man. I done heard dudes scream from taking shots of those bullets, man. So like, I just always try to stay out of the way of bullets. Like I try my hardest. Like if as long as somebody don't put their hands on me in public or something like that, we gonna go in the cell and rumble, bro. Just on the strength of I ain't trying to get shot by that gun. You know what I mean? And a lot of dudes used to live by that too. Now sometimes you put in a predicament where you might gotta go. Then it is what it is. But like a lot of times, if you can work around not getting your ass shot, that used to be the play, man. So boom. Witnessing somebody get shot for the first time was spooky. I'm not even gonna lie, because if y'all could, I'm trying to put y'all in just inside of where I was at, man. Like just imagine being in a prison that can shoot you when it's a situation. Now, I'll say they had all type of, like in your pod, they can shoot you from the booth. Like it's not far, it's not super far everywhere they can shoot at it from in the pod from the booth, but they can shoot you from the booth too. The gun is in there. And the gun is in the chow hall, and the gun is also outside when you go outside on the rec yard. Now, the thing about the rec yard on Sussex used to be, they had like where the chow hall is at, like the main part of the boulevard. And over top of the chow hall and the property, like it's just one big building, the support building, everything is right there. But over top of that, it's another little, like something that the police can walk on. And they had a little booth in the middle where they can sit at. And they'll just walk the whole joint and they can see the yard down here or they can see the yard down here. But I think it used to be another little seat booth thing all the way at the end. So it was two people basically that could watch both sides of the yard, but everybody was outside. Now, when a fight broke out outside, it used to be crazy because, for one, they kind of far. If somebody's fighting on the ball field, like the ball field used to be in the middle of all the yards I'm talking about. That's in the middle of the compound. The yard, the compound goes into square. The big yard is in the middle. The basketball courts are in the front on this side, down the other side of the yard in the front. There's yard 2 and the yard 1 on both sides of the yard. Now, it depends where you at on those yard 1s and 2s, that they might can't reach you from the bullet, but I mean with the rifle. But if you're close, they can shoot you. Now, when dudes used to get to fighting on the courts or on the ball field, these people will still get to shoot the gun. And I'm saying in my head, why are they shooting the gun? Innocent bystanders are getting hit. Dudes are getting hit all over the place. They just firing bullets, man. And it didn't used to work because they never reached the people that was fighting. So just the whole shooting thing, man, like I really didn't understand. And like I told y'all, like I was just trying to stay out the way, man, not get hit by no bullets, man. But like in this part in 2C, in 2C, what I'm talking about in the beginning of Sussex, it was crazy because it was like, I wouldn't say that dudes was at war with the officers. I don't want to take it that far, but at the same time, like dudes has been getting into it with officers more. And even me, I'm not even gonna lie, like I never really wanted to do no shit to try to get me caught up or get me more time. But when it came to the authority in there, when they try to poke their chest, yeah, I used to get extra with them, and it could have went there a lot of times. Thank God it didn't. You know what I mean? But that's how dudes majority was up there. Like dudes didn't play with the COs, especially in the beginning. So boom. I can remember a time like it was this dude that used to work on Sussex, man, and a lot of dudes might remember him that was in 2C at this time, and a lot of dudes might not, because he really didn't last that long. He really, I'll say almost a year at the most. This guy, Officer Jones, that was his name. He worked in 2 building probably like I'll say a year, but he was just a guy. I feel like he was a short brown skinned dude, and he was probably like, I'll say in his early 30s and maybe middle 30s, you know what I mean? But I could just tell from like just every time me and him had a conversation or me and him had to interact or just whatever, that he had a little man complex. This dude was probably like at least 5. He was probably like 5'5", 5'6", you know what I mean? And like I told y'all, like a lot of the officers, you know what I mean, when they get to working in prisons, like they kind of like, it gives them an extra heart. They feel like they can be tougher than what they will be if this was a situation with a guy, you know what I mean, outside of prison. But inside of prison, they feel like, okay, of course you have to do your job. I can understand that. But he just used to go too far with stuff. So it used to be him, and it was this other officer, white dude. His name was Holden. Now, Holden wasn't so much an a-hole as the dude Jones, but Holden kind of gave us space, you know what I mean? Let us do what we needed to do. But at the same time, though, like, he always got into it with inmates. Now, Officer Holden was a white officer. I wouldn't say he was an officer that act black, but he was an officer that kind of like, he had a little flavor with him, you know what I mean? And he kind of related to all the inmates in there slightly, and he used to give us a little space, but he would get into it with dudes because he would be one of them CO dudes that wouldn't back down from, like, if he tell you to do something and you always got somebody that's not going to do it, he would get extra with it. So boom, while all this is going on, Officer Holden, he's getting into it back and forth with this dude, this young boy. I'll never forget him, man. His name is, we used to call him Lil 50. And this is back in the day, y'all. This is back like 2002, 2003 I'm talking about. So just imagine somebody that's short, young, and look like 50 Cent in the face. That's what this, I never even knew this dude's real name. We used to call him Lil 50. And Lil 50 was from Bad News, man. He was from Newport News, man. But you can just tell that Lil 50 was just one of these dudes that you could tell he'd been upstate. You know what I mean? He was young. He'd have been to detention homes upstate, detention homes during the juvenile years. And now he's in a big house. I'll say around this time, I'm like 20. So if I'm like 20, I'll say 50 was like 18. He was super young. I ain't gonna lie. He was younger than me. But the young boy was trained. I ain't gonna lie. He had heart. He had big heart, man. I promise y'all. He looked just like 50 Cent in the face. He was short and he was a little stocky. I ain't gonna lie. He was a little stocky. And the little young boy had a rumble game. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, he could rumble and everything. Like I say, a lot of dudes that been upstate, they fought their whole time up there. So by the time they done got advanced a little older, now they in prison, like, they love to fight. They know how to fight. The young boy knew how to fight. So boom. I used to rock with him. He was super funny, man. You know what I mean? He was a little funny dude, man. I never bumped into him no more after this. You know what I mean? That's what made it crazy. And I used to ask dudes, I'd be asking dudes, y'all ran to 50 through the years. Dude was like, nah, but little 50 was a wild guy, man. I used to rock with a young boy, man. But he ended up getting into it with Holden. He used to get into it with Holden a lot of times. Now, him and Holden stayed beefing. The dude Jones used to get into it with 52. You know what I mean? But I used to feel like 50 really wanted to ball Jones up. You know what I mean? Jones used to be asking for it. But one day Holden just was the one that was Bro Huckleberry, man. And it was crazy. And I remember this like it was yesterday. And boom. Look, we ended up getting finally into the pod. We ended up getting, we never had microwaves. We had never had none of this type of stuff. So they finally gave us a water fountain that actually had like a hot water heater attached to it. You can go put your cup under there and turn it on and get some hot water, and it'd probably be hot enough to give like 6 to 7 cups of hot water to people. And then you gotta let it heat up again for like another 30 minutes. Then people will just get in line. Boom, boom, boom. So like during lockdown, like when it's time to lock down for the rest of the night, when it's the last lockdown, like you'll see dudes getting in line for the jump, or sometimes you'll have stragglers trying to get to the jump. You know what I mean? And a lot of them will miss the door when it's time to lock down. Now, missing your door in prison, that can get you a charge because you're supposed to lock down. They'll say lock down, boom, they'll blow the whistle, boom, lock down. The doors will open. All the doors will open. You will see inmates running from here to there, But everybody in their minds know already, like, it's gonna be at least 5 minutes before these doors close. Now, if you miss your door, you're gonna be outside your door, and the officer or the booth officer or whoever's locking down is going to be able to tell who missed their door because you're locked outside the door. So 50 used to always miss his door. So now around this time right here, Holden's working in the pod, and while Holden's working in the pod, him and 50 always get into it back and forth. They always go at it, you know what I mean? And he just don't know the whole time. A lot of dudes in the pod was just waiting for him and Jones to get out of line so they can ball him up. Because there was a couple of CO dudes in there that'd get dudes fair ones, you know what I mean? And they used to get balled up every time. I never seen a CO win not one head-to-head matchup. So boom, 50 down there getting his little hot water, you know what I mean? He just got out the shower. He got his shirt off, looking like a 12-year-old 50 Cent. He down there getting his hot water. Holden pull up on him strong. So he's getting hot water for his soup. He has a soup in a bowl, you know what I mean, already. 50 has his soup in the bowl. So Holden, the door is closed. Boom, 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 boom. So everybody see what's going on. So I'm standing at the door to see what's going on because you can hear them out there arguing. So Holden coming in was like, man, go to your cell. So 50 was like, man, I'm about to go to my cell, man. Hold on, let me get the hot water right quick, man. Yeah, damn, calm down. Holden like, better go to your cell right now. You better go to your cell right now. So it was like the way he was up on 50, kind of like 50 he brushed him a little bit. So as he brushed him, they kind of tangled slightly. And as he tangled, he just threw 50 soup out his hand. And all you seen was the soup just fly every damn well. Everybody at the door like, I'm looking like, oh shit. I'm like, this is crazy. Soon as that bowl hit the ground, man, 50 took off on it immediately. Boom! Hit Holden right in his mouth. They get the rumbling. They swear off. That jump was crazy because the lady in the booth, the way 50 back is Holden back is to the lady from the booth that has the shotgun. And they're squaring up like one-on-one. And him and 50 like this, they squaring up. Man, he ran up on 50. 50 grabbed him, y'all. And I told you, the little young boy, a little short, little stocky little young boy, he grabbed him. That's all you heard dudes in the park like, yeah, boom. Man, he dumped Holden so damn hard. When he dumped Holden, the flashlight went this way, the keys went that way. Like, he was done. After he dumped him, he stayed on his back. I promise y'all, he stayed on his back. 50 could have finished him, but the lady started hitting. The lady started hitting the dude, CO Holden. He balled up. The lady just started hitting, boom, boom, boom. 50 ran to the back of the pod. Man, they came and got him. You know what I mean? Took 50 out, man. So that was like one of the jumps, like when it kind of like, it got crazy because I told you like 50 really wanted the ball. He wanted to beat the dude Jones up, man. But boom, they get 50 out of there, man. I never seen 50 again. I never seen him again. So now the dude Jones, he's coming to work and he's just talking junk. He just keep like just talking junk about the situation. He keeps saying, yeah. I ain't none of y'all can see me. And he was just one of, I told you, like, he had a little man complex. Because when dudes would curse him out, dudes would be like, man, get your little short, get out of here, man. Little, man, you can't do nothing with me, you too little. And he'd be like, man, you crazy, you think you can do something? So he's just go at it with dudes. So after the Holden situation, when 50 got the rumbling him, it was like, he was just like even worse, man. And he used to make it bad for us because he just used to push stuff. And he used to write little secret, we used to call it secret indictment charges because you'll get it and you wouldn't even know that this man that wrote you up for some petty shit. So like he would write charges and he was just like the worst CO kind of like, man. And like out of a batch of COs that work your building, there's always going to be like one a-hole, man. It's just a piece of garbage that you got to deal with, man. So the dude Jones, man, he just was just like out of line, y'all. Like he was just out of line, man. So I can remember this one dude, his name was Red, and Red actually is from Richmond. And Red, he was one of the first dudes that I met that he can rap, you know what I mean? But he was one of them dudes that actually, I don't know if y'all be saying what Finesse 2 times be doing, how he can beat on the table and rap at the same time. Like I done ran across dudes like that in prison. I feel like anybody that can beat on the table and make his own beat and rap and do a hook and a whole song from beating on it, like that takes a lot of coordination. Try it and let me know if I'm right or not. I'm telling you. So the dudes that I have met in prison that does that, all of them were talented when it came to rap. You know what I mean? And Red was one of these dudes. He moved in our pod. He used to have freckles. You know what I mean? He moved in our pod. And you know what I mean? Dudes was in there rapping and instantly, bro, went to the toilet. It used to be a toilet out in the pod. He had his brush. That man just stopped. He had bangers. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like for real, that guy had talent, man. Red had real talent, man. But Red was one of those dudes that, like, he really didn't push stuff at people, but he hated the police. You know what I mean? He hated the police. He didn't like the police at all. So him and Jones never ever got along. They never got along, period. I'm talking about like they used to beef about everything, like cursing each other out. And I used to beef with the dude Jones too. So like so did everybody else. Like he just was somebody that used to make people time hard for no reason. Like the people time used to be hard for no reason, man. And I'm trying to maneuver in there and I'm trying to dodge bullets. I'm not trying to get shot. So like I would get into it with him because he would write me a secret charge. You know what I mean? Like, of course, back then getting a charge, I didn't really care. You know what I mean? I had 18 years at the time. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't care about getting a charge, but like, he just used to be like trying to write you up for no reason, trying to just put you in a space that you hated to be in. You know what I mean? So like, he was a person that like, you would try your hardest to stay away from because he knew this officer right here was out to get you. He didn't care about nobody. He was a black man. And I'm not saying because he was a black man, he's supposed to take it easy on us, man. But like, it was like, the way he used to carry us in there, man, never made sense to nobody, man. Like, he just was just push everything. Like we'll be in the cell. We supposed to be getting ready to come out. We'll be waiting for Empire Rec. Like when they switch shifts, he will come in with the afternoon shift. He will come in and do his rounds. So after you check the doors and do your rounds and check the cells and everything like that, it's supposed to be Empire Rec as soon as you're finished. You know what I mean? He will come in and do his rounds, and everybody be waiting to come out, and then he'll just lead the pod. And then everybody be like, what did you do? Then he'll come in the booth and be talking to the lady. Dudes like, yo, open the doors up. So dudes just be getting into it with him. And he just used to do what he wanted, man. And I told y'all, like, with that little man complex, he used to always want to just, he always wanted to just make it hard for everybody, man. Like, everybody. And like, that's how prison is. Like, y'all will see that if you, God forbid, if anybody ever does get incarcerated that's watching me, man, like, you will see that the officer situation, it will be one of your worst situations when you finally, now in the jail, you gonna see it from the jail too. But when you get to prison and you get to witnessing to these people from, that's not your city of the jail that you're in, from a whole nother town, county, somewhere off in the state you're at, like, they're gonna be the ones that's trying to run things, man. And they're gonna be trying to make it hard for you. And it's gonna be a mental thing for y'all, man. So that's why I encourage everybody to stay out the way, not to even go through these situations, because the CO situation is one of the worst situations. I'm telling y'all. So boom. I knew one day the officer dude Holden, somebody was gonna smash him. I knew he probably I was thinking the worst, because see, that's how bad he was. And I know I told y'all like how that investigator was. Like, this was a different dynamic from how the investigator was in Sussex. Like, he was like more like, it wasn't even about like if he was trying to gain rank to do what he was doing. He just was doing what he was doing just to do what he was doing. He had just started. So his rank couldn't become no higher. He couldn't become no sergeant within a couple of months. He started as a rookie. They put him in our building. He turned out to be a little short, whack dude with a little short complex, man. And everybody used to hate him. So boom. Through the times, him and Red just getting into it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I used to always tell Red, because I used to rock with Red. You know what I mean? Red was cool. If Red see this, he'll remember me. He'll remember T. White. You know what I mean? Like, me and Red was cool. And I used to tell him, like, yo, look, Red, man. Like, man, don't let dude. I was like, dude, the trick about us, man. He just hated dude. He's like, man, F dude, man. You know what I mean? He made a little rap song dissing him and everything. And he did it for Red made a diss of the CO Jones, man. When he did the track, Jones was working, but he was in the booth, but he could hear everybody. And he used to be the one to always break up the rap ciphers. Like, it'd be times dudes be all high all up, and dudes just want to hear dudes rap. It'd be a big cipher in the back of the pod. And he used to break that up. Like, that's how whack he used to be. So Red did a battle, I mean, not a battle song, but a diss song against him. And you know what I mean? He KO'd him like Kendrick, man. It was crazy, man. So Jones heard that song, and Jones hated him even more. So boom, the next day Jones is actually working the floor. So while Jones was working the floor, him and Red get into it. So when him and Red get into it, they like back by the back door on the bottom tier. So while they arguing, Jones got the back door. He like, look, if you come back here, I know you can't do nothing with me. So Red like, what? So Red wanted to go back there. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, Red wasn't around to see the couple of the CO fights that I saw when COs gave dudes a fair one. Red wasn't around for that. So when the dude Jones was calling him back there, it was like Red was kind of feeling like it was a setup. And I would have too. I ain't even gonna lie. If I was new, Red was like, well, I ain't gonna go back there. I'm gonna go back there and smash you. Then y'all gonna kill me right after that. Red was like, man, you whack, man. You forget you, man. He's like, put your hands on me. That's what you do. Put your hands on. We ain't got to go to the back for you to put your hands. So they went back and forth with that. Jones was like, man, you scared. Jones called him out in front of everybody. Red didn't fall for it, though, and I felt it. You know what I mean? So boom, they get into it, man. It was just wild. They was hating each other for a while. You know what I mean? Jones making it crazy for us still, like just still doing his regular shenanigans. And then, you know what I mean? Like I told you, I knew it was going to be a matter of time for you to trick yourself up. So boom, one day, y'all, we watching the news. Y'all. And as we watching the news, we see they, like, when we was locked up on Sussex, they show us the Richmond, Petersburg, everything around that area news. We don't get, me being from north of Tidewater, we don't get Wavy 10 and Channel 3. We don't get those. We get the Richmond, Petersburg news. They got their own news. You know what I mean? So boom, everybody always watch the news. So as we watching the news, somebody tell me to turn to the news. So when I turn to the news, me and my roommate looking at the news, it says that the correctional officer, I forgot his first name, but the correctional officer Jones that works at SOTW, his son was actually murdered. And he actually was from Henrico County. You know what I mean? He was from Henrico County. So it said his son was murdered. And I don't know how old his son was. I didn't catch that part, but it definitely said his son was murdered. Like I told y'all, I was thinking he was in his early 30s, but he probably was in his late 30s. You know what I mean? So he had almost a teenage son. But long story short, his son ended up dying. And now everybody knows, man, everybody that's watching this channel that's not from Virginia, everybody knows Richmond is one of the most dangerous places in Virginia. Like Tidewater is crazy, but Richmond been crazy. You know what I mean? It been crazy. So like things like this can happen. So it was bittersweet. It was another bittersweet situation for me, man, because I hated this guy, but I definitely didn't, you know what I mean? I definitely didn't like hearing that a child, somebody's child has died, regardless of who the person was. Like, I wasn't like that, you know what I mean? So like there was a lot of cheers in there, and there was a lot of people kind of feeling the pain, you know what I mean? So boom, the dude Jones, he never came back to work for like at least a couple weeks, you know what I mean? So after it been a while, so now we done came out. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking like, yo, like, damn, dude, son got killed, man. And like I say, it was a lot of dudes cheering about it, man, because that's how much they hated him. But it was just like a crazy talk of the pod. Everybody was just talking about it, like, you know what I mean? Of course, Red was happy, you know what I mean? Red was petty. And like, I understand and I don't understand, because the way that man used to treat Red, how they got into it, like all that stuff he said to Red when Red didn't go back to that back room with him, like, I could understand the reasons why Red hates this man. But at the same time, though, the man's son has died, y'all. So, like, I'm just like, damn, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I wasn't thinking that the man was going to come back, because that was tragic right there to lose a son. Now you got to come face us. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine that dynamic right there, y'all. Like, you're a correctional officer, and you lose your son. And now you got to come back and face the people that you've been dogging. You know what I mean? So, like, he probably ain't know how it was going to turn out, to be honest with y'all. He probably didn't even know. But he came back to work. He came back to work, y'all. This man came back to work. So when he came back to work, I'll say this time around, he was a little bit more humble. And I think that all the sergeants and the lieutenants and everybody that knew him, like, they actually felt what he was like. They felt bad about what had happened and what they heard. You know what I mean? So when he did come back to work, they put him in the booth. And he was working the booth. Now, while he was working the booth, it's not really much that he has to do except open doors and do cell break and lock down, open. That's all he got to do. So it was like he was away from everybody. He was away from everybody. Like he was more humble. And I feel like something like losing a child would definitely humble you too. I know it would humble me. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I would have made it back to work, which I would have done. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I would have made it back to work, man. You know what I mean? Like any job but prison, you know what I mean? Because like he knew for a fact that we saw it on the news. You know what I mean? They called out his whole name, you know what I mean? Probably because he was a correctional officer, and you know what I mean? And this is what happened. Like it shocked everybody, you know what I mean? It shocked everybody. But he worked the booth, man. He worked the booth for like a couple days, you know what I mean? 2-3 days. I'll say it was like 2-3 days of working the booth. And then after that, he finally came back on the floor. So he's still slightly humble when he come back on the floor too. I'm not even gonna lie. Like he wasn't the same Jones. He wasn't the same a-hole. Now he was still not letting you do what you don't supposed to do. But at the same time, as far as walking around, talking junk, pushing stuff, like he wasn't on that type of time for that particular moment. You know what I mean? Now I felt like he thought that everybody in the pod knew what happened. So him coming to do his rounds and just getting the hell out of the way was kind of like the best thing for him, because there's already so much going on with you losing a child. You know what I mean? So how he was moving around, I got it. You know what I mean? And I wasn't one of those dudes that was going to pile up more stuff on him by him because I heard that he lost his child. You know what I mean? As much as I hated him, I wasn't going to be like, yo, and try to like just do something just to get him angry. You know what I mean? But I knew for a fact it's dudes that was in there that was waiting for an opportunity like that, man. So boom. Like I told y'all, because of the Holden situation with 50 ended up beating the white CO dude up Holden, you know what I mean? Like the officers that was coming to work too big, and they was kind of like, yeah, we ain't scared to work over here. They used to come over here with that mentality. So it was this rookie dude that was working at this point. And he was actually working with Jones, and Jones was training him. So while they're working, they're coming around doing rounds. So they're doing rounds, and I told y'all that the dude that was coming, that was training, he was already like, when dudes went to talking to him, you can hear him saying, I wasn't scared to come to 2 building, 2C. I ain't scared I know what y'all be doing. I ain't scared to come to 2 building. So they doing rounds and they get over there where Red was at. And I can't remember what Red was doing. But next thing you know, Red and the dude get into it. So they're going back and forth. So when they're going back and forth, Jones is trying to stop both of them from getting into it. So now Red and Jones gets into it. They get into it. It is ugly. I ain't even gonna lie. Like everybody is loud. Like when you hear somebody snapping on the CO, it get quiet in there, dudes, when they hear what's going on. So everybody listening, like, what the hell is going on? They going at it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Red said, nigga, don't get mad at me because your goddamn son died, nigga. He a bitch just like you. I was like, oh. When I be telling y'all certain times in my stories when the record scratch, that was a time when the record scratch, y'all. Y'all hear me? The record scratch. So the rookie dude that was with Jones, I don't think he knew what was going on as far as the man's son died because he was new. I'm taking it he didn't know. But when he said that to Jones go to the snap and the dude grabbed him. So when the dude grabbed him, the lady in the booth stood up because they wasn't far from the booth. The lady in the booth stood up and she trying to see what's going on. So Red back up. He like, what you say? The dude Jones like, what you say? Red was like, nigga, you heard me? That's why your son a B and he died. I was just like, oh man, like, did the dude Jones have it coming, y'all? He kind of did, man. Like, it's karma, but at the same time, like, damn, Red, that was nuts. Jones, man, dude, grab him. Dude, like, man, come on, man, he ain't worth it. Jones, like, man, I got a trick for you. I got a trick. I'm gonna show you who will be. And they just did their rounds. He didn't even go on the top tier. They did the bottom tier. And the rookie, he told the rookie to go on the top tier and do the rounds. And he walked right past Red. And Red looked back at him, make sure he ain't gonna sneak him. And he walked right past Red. And he went to the booth. And he told the lady to open the booth. He didn't even wait for the rookie. The rookie don't even got no stripes. He left out. Jones left out. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yo. Niggas was like, yo, why Red blast, dude? It ain't funny, but I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. He just told that man his son a B, and that's why he died. I'm like, oh my God, man. I couldn't believe it. It was the ultimate disrespect, regardless if it was coming from an inmate or not. I felt like it was the ultimate disrespect, y'all. Like that was wild, man. For real, I saw the dude Jones' face. I saw his face. I didn't know how he was gonna react. I didn't know what he was gonna do. But at the same time, what I did know is that he wasn't letting that go because that hit deep. I saw his face when he said it. That joint hit him deep. You hear me? Just imagine somebody saying that to y'all. Man, that joint hit him so deep. So boom, pause. Next day come. The next day come, y'all. Everything's going good. Everything is going smooth. The dude Jones, he's working the floor. He hasn't said nothing to Red. Now he's going from working the floor to now he's in the booth. So now he's in the booth. So out of nowhere, y'all, we just having a regular day in the pod. Like everything is straight. Like everything was going smooth. Like from the time that Red hit dude with the low blow, it's probably been a couple of days. You know what I mean? I felt like a dude Jones ate it, and you know what I mean? Like probably looked at it like I already lost my son. I can't lose my job. You know what I mean? So all that a-hole stuff he used to do, kind of like, you know what I mean? As bad as he wanted to do something, like I told you, I knew he wasn't gonna forget. So boom. We having a regular day in the pod, y'all. Everything is going smooth. You hear me? I'm at the table. I'll say I'm at the table that's closest to the TV. And we're actually playing spades. I want to say we're playing spades, but I'm at that table. Now, it was two dudes upstairs. Probably that I don't know what cell they slept in, but they had to sleep somewhere in 44 from 44 to 43, somewhere up there. But as we're having Empire Rec, we look up, they arguing. It's two dudes arguing over the back by the corner on the top tier. So it's from the booth to the top, it's a little distance. That's like the farthest distance they would have to shoot. You know what I mean? Because it's way on the back of the pod. So we see them arguing. As they get to arguing, man, they just started rumbling, y'all. Boom. We look up, they rumbling. So like they rumbling, that wasn't nothing new or wasn't surprising, but like at the same time, dudes wasn't thinking that the maniac CO dude is in the booth. He's in the booth. Man, that's my word. They got the rumbling, man. You just seen Jones come out of nowhere. He put the gun through the look because they have is bars on the side where you first come in the pod at. In the booth is like a little like jail bars, you know what I mean? But it's just enough for them to put the rifle through the jaw. And it's we got one in the middle, then they got another one on the end. Man, you just seen Jones come to the jump. And when he came to the middle of the joint, Red is standing like in the back of the pod. Red is behind me. The dudes are fighting almost behind Red. Up top though. Man, that's my word. All you seen was Jones come to the jump. And he just started letting it off. Boom, 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 boom. So he's letting it, like the bullets are going over my head. Bullets are going over my head, y'all. This is my word. He's letting it off. So at first I just ducked because that was my first instinct. So he boom. So within a shotgun, you probably got what, 8 hits in there? At least 8 hits. Man, he boom, boom. Dudes are fighting way up there. He's shooting everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Man, this is my word. That man, they have 2 guns in the booth. They have the rifle gun. Then I guess this is the riot gun because this gun looks like the other gun that they have in there. Looks like the gun on Terminator 2 that Johnny had. It looked like it spins like this and he was shooting grenades out of it. That's what it looks like. It looks like that. Now, they said in that gun, it's bigger balls, and then when they shoot, they spread. So it's supposed to be like if it was a riot situation. Man, I promise y'all everything, man. This man hit every gun. He hit every bullet off in the rifle. Boom, blow, 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 shooting everywhere. The fighters up there. Man, at one point, as I'm ducking, I didn't want to look because I didn't want to lose no eye. I'm telling you, I was ducked down and I just heard bullets. And then I guess the shotgun was empty. So that's what made me rise up. So when I rise up, I get to trying to get to behind. If I walk straight, I can get to behind the steps, behind the wall. But I'm thinking it's over. So when I look up, the dudes upstairs still fighting. It's the dude on top of him. It's a dude on top of him. They rumbling still. Like, they still rumbling. I get up and look. When I creep out my peripheral, y'all, I see the dude Jones come back with the. Now, I've been on Susses now for like a year or two. I never seen that gun shot. You can see it in there, but you never see it shot. You just see the shotgun being used. Man, when I tell y'all, he came back with that gun. He came back with that gun. Boom! That joint is more louder. It hits more hard. I'm talking about blow, 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 blow. That's when it hit me. I try to run to get behind the steps. I feel it hit me right here. Blah. I fall. I just crawl. I crawl all the way to the behind the steps, and all you hear is Jones just hitting. I see Red duck down way in the corner over here. Bullets hitting over there by him. I look up. He's aiming directly over by Red. The fighter's up there. He just blow, blow, blow. I'm telling you, man, I think it's like 10 shots in there. I think it's like 10 shots. It's rubber balls every damn where in the pod. Man, this is my word. Police finally ran in there. The police ran in there. The police ran upstairs. They grabbed the 2 dudes. They came downstairs. Dudes in the pod moaning and groaning. Everybody, man, everybody. Red ducked it. Red didn't receive a bullet. And I know for a fact that man was hitting that Red. I know for a fact he was shooting that Red. This is my word, man. I got hit by one of them jumps in the back of my shoulder, man. Like, I still got a knot to this day. Right here, back there, man. I'm talking about when I tell y'all that shit that hurt so bad when it hit me, man. Like, I got shot by a BB gun back in the day, and that shit hurt. I never got shot by a real bullet, but I know for a fact that them rubber bullets, man, this is my word. That shit felt like somebody had a lighter on my for like at least 3 seconds that was already flamed up already. That's what that shit felt like, along with the power of what it hit you with. When the jaw hit me, my first instinct was to fall. I failed. Dove damn it. Man, that shit was so uncomfortable, man, getting shot like that. It was crazy, man. But long story short, I'll say it was probably about seven people shot, 2 wounded. One dude got shot in the head. They had to take him to medical. You know what I mean? The dudes up top, they never got shot. And there was another dude that got shot real bad, man. Like, they came and checked everybody. Like, once they seen, because for real, you usually don't be play in the chow hall, you would catch a scrape. in the pod every blue moon, but like to see that many people hit, it was wild. So when the lieutenant came in there, the lieutenant was like, yo, what's going on? Everybody locked down. Everybody locked down. So dudes hit. I'm hit. You know what I mean? Like, it's dudes hit. We wear white tees. I'm bleeding. It's dudes hit all over the place. So they're like, if you shot, stay where you at. No, everybody else lock the hell down. They lock everybody down. Man, they come around, man. They take us all to medical. Man. Lady patched me up. You know what I mean? But that shit just was burning the whole time. It was an uncomfortable feeling, y'all, to get. I never was trying to get shot, but I finally got caught, man. But it took a maniac CO, man. To finally do that, man. This my word, man. We came back from medical. They said they took Jones out, man. They took him out. The lady in the booth was super duper cool. And when they took his spot, when they took him, by the time I came back from medical, she said they walked him off the compound. They said that he don't supposed to let off that other gun unless it's a riot, unless it's a group fight. That's the only time he's supposed to shoot that other gun. It's my word, man. They took him off the jump, man. And he was fired because he shot too many people. I think the dude that got shot in the head, I think he was trying to push some legal stuff later down the line. But CO Jones was done, man. But when you lose your son, man, like you put in a predicament like that, like, you know what I mean? Someone really disrespect you like that. Like, I know for a fact what Red said to him was the reason that he let off all those shots like that, man. Because when that fight was happening, he didn't give a shit who he was that the fight was going on. He just wanted to shoot somebody, and maybe that was his way of like just exhaling, like letting all that stress out, letting all that pain, everything that was he been dealing with ever since he lost a child. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this can happen, y'all. Like, that's why I try to tell y'all, don't come to prison, because these are the stuff you deal with. You have to deal with COs that have real problems that they're going through. Then they have to come to work and police you. Like, just imagine that. Like, it's not a good situation, man. So that's the end of the story, y'all, man. CO Jones got fired. You know what I mean? Dudes got shot. I got shot. You know what I mean? And he was out of there, man. He was out of there. But the moral of the story is this. You don't ever want to come to prison and put yourself in a predicament where you have to go through having to dealing with maniac COs, man. Especially you dudes that's getting in big trouble. They're going to send y'all to Sussex 2, Sussex 1. Both of them jumps got guns. I'm telling y'all, both of those prisons got guns, and they will shoot your ass. They don't have no problem shooting you. They don't have no problem hitting at anybody. Like I just explained to y'all how I finally got shot, and that was by accident. They don't have no problem doing none of these things, man. These prisons has guns now, and the prisons are getting worse and worse, man. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have to go experience these situations that I'm telling y'all about. You know what I mean? Be happy that you can hear it and be, you know what I mean, kind of like get the experience from my mouth, because this is how it is. This is how it is a minute ago, and I know it's still like this now. Like, your best bet is just to stay out the way, please, people, man. Just stay out the way, enjoy your life, enjoy your family, man, and don't put yourself in predicaments where you have to come to prison and experience how you can get shot by a gun in jail. It don't supposed to be no guns in jail, right? Well, they are. I'm telling you, they are guns in jail, and the COs have them. You know what I mean? So just be careful out there, y'all. Make the right moves, man, and stay y'all ass out the way, man. That's all I can say, man. But I appreciate everybody for watching, man. You know I love y'all to death, man. You know, I had to go on a little break for a second, man. I get to have holiday too, right? You know what I mean? I'm coming back. We're going to knock them out this week, though. I got y'all, man. And remember, staying out the way is the key. That's what we do, man. This that new game right here, man. You know what I mean? Anybody like that light, that gray and white, man, holler at me, man. Got them on deck, man. Hit the merch, man. It's right there looking you in your face. Support the kid if you rock with the kid, man. That's all I'm saying. But appreciate everybody for watching. Keep like, sharing, and subscribing. Keep turning me up as usual. Let's go. Let's keep going. Y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to keep rocking out. I love y'all to death, man. Stay y'all ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, staying out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments can pay for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart just to open your eyes.